Very good morning to all. I welcome you for our next chapter. It is related to bevel gears. So we have discussed the basics of spur gear, then helical gear. Then we have discussed in detail the terminology of these two gears. Then the force analysis of these two gears. And then the concept of beam strength, wear strength, and effective load calculation of these gears, and solved numericals on force analysis as well as calculation of module and calculation of power transmitting capacity and Brinell hardness number depending upon what is given. So these all things we have discussed in spur and helical gear. So let us start the bevel gears. What we will be discussing in this bevel gear. So classification of bevel gears, what are different types based on different things. Then terminology, as we have discussed in helical gear. Then force analysis of bevel gears, what are the components that will be contributing in the force analysis, and how we can calculate the components, what is the formula for calculating the component, and how you can show in the free body diagram, like force analysis free body diagram, how we can represent. Then the beam strength of the bevel gears, we are having an equation for spur gear SB is equal to MB sigma By. So how that equation gets converted for bevel gear, that we will be discussing. Then wear strength for bevel gears, and then calculation of effective load acting on the bevel gear. Then we will be discussing, friends, a numerical on force analysis and maybe numericals on the calculation of module and calculation of the power, etc. So let us start. So introduction. So the bevel gears are used for transmitting power at constant velocity. Bevel gears are used for transmitting power at constant velocity ratio between two shafts whose axes intersect at certain angle. So very important for intersecting shaft. Bevel gears are used for transmitting power at constant velocity ratio between two shafts whose axes intersect at each other. So intersecting shafts. Bevel gears are cut on the conical blanks whose pitch surfaces are frustum of cones. So we will discuss this, how this cone is there and how it looked like after cutting the teeth, and what we will call it as a bevel gear. So it is a frustum of cones, and the teeth are cut on this frustum of conical blanks, and you will get a bevel gear. The elements of the cones intersect at the point of intersection of the axis of rotation. As the radii of both gears are proportional to distance from apex of the cones may roll without sliding. So there will not be sliding in this, and this is the main advantage of this bevel gear over other types. So once again I will say that the bevel gears are cut on the conical blanks whose these surfaces are frustum of cones, and the elements of these cones intersect at a point of intersection of the axis of rotation. And as the radii of both these gears are proportional to distance from the apex, these cones are rolling without any sliding. Therefore, this is the main advantage of this. And the bevel gears are used when the axes are intersecting at an angle. So this is the basic thing. Now classification of bevel gear. The bevel gears are may be classified in two ways. So first, based on the profile of the tooth and based on angle between the axes. So let us see what are the different types based on the profile of the tooth under category A, and what are different types based on the angle between the axes under category B. Type number 1, based on the profile of the tooth. The various types of bevel gears based on tooth profile are as follows. Number 1, straight tooth bevel gears. So based on tooth, very first, straight tooth. The elements of the teeth of the straight bevel gear are straight lines. which converge into common apex point. So you can see here common apex point is shown here. I have highlighted in the figure, diagram. So a common apex point. The elements of the teeth are straight and which converge into common apex point. And the straight bevel gears are easy to design. So this second diagram is also shown. You can see here that teeth are straight. The teeth are straight. And what is mentioned here as a common apex? So if you take like this is just for imaginary for your and like this. So this is shown in this diagram. So a common they will converge into a common apex point. So this I have tried to highlight here. Okay. So as the gears are straight or teeth are straight, so here easy to design and manufacture, very important. They are easy to design and very important, easy to manufacture as the teeth are straight and give reasonably good service when properly mounted on shaft. However, they create noise at higher speed conditions. So friends, try to remember this. However, they create noise at higher speed conditions. So friends, try to remember this comparison between the spur and helical gear. The spur gears are also cut at straight teeth, and the helical are at some angle. So like this, but spur gear is also having limitation at that they means very high speed. They are also generating the noise. So if you compare this with our straight tooth bevel gears, then again here we can say the teeth are cut straight. The teeth are straight line. They are converging at a common apex point. They are easy to design, easy to manufacture, and reasonably they are offering good service if we will mount properly. But they create noise at high speed condition. This is also required to keep in mind. This is the drawback we can say or limitation of this particular gear tooth. So this is about straight tooth bevel gear. This is about straight tooth bevel gear. Let us move towards next, friends, spiral tooth bevel gear. So if you can see the teeth here, straight lines in the diagram, first diagram, in here in the first diagram, the teeth are these curved lines. And if you see the actual 3D diagram also, so whatever the teeth are straight. And here you can see here you can see the teeth are curved. So let us see what is this spiral tooth bevel gear. The elements of the teeth of spiral bevel gears are spiral curves, which also converge into a common apex point. So see here, these are from the diagram only. From the diagram only you can see the teeth, you refer to this, any of the teeth you can say the teeth are spiral curved. So curved teeth are there. These are spiral curved and they are again meeting at one common point. They are again meeting at one common point. So you can see the teeth in last case, they are straight teeth, straight bevel. Here teeth are of curved form. So these are spiral curved. And but in both cases, they are converging at one point only. So here you can refer. Then this about this more information about the spiral tooth bevel gears. So involute tooth profile is used for the form of teeth of gears. Spiral bevel gears, on the other hand, are difficult to design and costly to manufacture. Difficult to design and costly to manufacture. They require specialized and sophisticated machinery for their manufacture. So see, as compared to straight, again here the spiral gears are difficult to design. So straight gears are easy to design. So here it is mentioned that they are difficult to design and costly to manufacture. As compared to cutting the straight teeth, cutting of this spiral teeth, it is costly to manufacture and they require specialized and sophisticated machinery for their manufacturing. Very simple. As the teeth are spiral curved, it requires some specialized machinery for manufacturing. Okay. Now, what is the advantage of the spiral bevel gear? So here you can refer. Spiral bevel gears have smooth teeth engagement which result in quiet operation. So they are not generating noise. As the teeth are spiral, here you can say that smooth teeth engagement is there and which results in quiet operation even at higher speed. So we have seen that last case, the straight teeth gear, they are generating noise at higher speed applications. Here, the spiral teeth gears are generating, they are quite in operation at higher speed and they have the better strength and thus used for higher high speed power transmission. So they are having the another advantage as the teeth are the spiral nature. They are having better strength and therefore they are suitable for high speed power transmission or high power transmission application. So this is about the spiral tooth bevel gear. This is about spiral tooth bevel gear. Now we will see these two are the main types. So straight tooth and spiral tooth. So next again, just for your information, we will take all these type of gears. So if you see, there is one angle. So I have not included here the spiral angle concept. But here if you see, if you extend this line or here if you pass any means like this center line, then it is having some angle. That angle is called as the spiral angle. So this concept is required in next case. So Girol tooth bevel gears or Girol bevel gears. So these bevel gears are nothing but the spiral bevel gear, but with having zero spiral angle. So the spiral bevel gears are there, whose spiral angle is zero. Then these such gears are called it as Girol bevel gears. These gears are theoretically more gradual contact and slightly larger contact ratio. Larger. So this is one additional diagram for your reference. It is here. So if you can see, just for understanding purpose, we can take this. So consider this as the spiral bevel gear. If I will take a line, it is having some angle and this you can refer this line, whatever is passed. Okay, so second case. So the teeth are spiral only, no problem. The teeth are spiral only, but the spiral angle is zero. Such are called as zero tooth bevel gear. So in this case, there is some spiral angle I have explained. And if the spiral angle is zero and the teeth are curved, so spiral only, but the angle is zero, then we will call that spiral gear as Girol gear. So in one line you can say Girol gears are nothing but the spiral bevel gears with zero spiral angle. Only one line is sufficient for this explanation with zero spiral angle. With zero spiral angle. So, and this spiral gear here you can see there is some angle and this zero there is the no angle. So zero spiral angle. So this diagram you can refer for comparison between what we call it as a spiral and what we call it as a Girol. Let us move on. Again, you can come to know from this type of teeth also. If you compare, take any one teeth like this, I am just highlighting. So if you take these teeth, and again in this case, if you take the teeth, so this only you can give clear cut idea about this zero. So this approximately straight type of teeth will be there. So zero spiral angle, you can say. Next, face bevel gears. Face gear consists of a spur or helical pinion meeting with a conjugate gear of disc form. So these are phase gears consist of the spur or helical pinion is there matching with a conjugate gear of disc form as shown in figure. The phase gear having the characteristics as the pinion of phase gear is either a spur or helical. So the pinion is made up of here we can say the pinion is maybe of spur gear or maybe of helical gear. The phase gear are mounted on the intersecting shaft that are right angles to each other. The teeth of phase gear can be straight or curved. The teeth of phase gear can be straight or curved. The phase gears having the advantages as they can cut with spur gear cutters and gear shapers. And the axial position of the pinion is not critical. So here you can refer whatever the pinion is there. This pinion part is like is either a spur or helical gear, and such type of combination it is mating with other conjugate pair. So such type of combination we will call it as the face bevel gear. The disadvantage of the face gear is that width of the toothpaste is small. So this is about face bevel gear. Now next category I will take in comparison skew and hypoid. So there are type 5 and 6 we will be discussing about. So these are very important concept. Skew bevel gear and hypoid bevel gear. SKEW. So what type of gear I will call it as a skew gear. So when the two straight bevel gears are mounted on shaft which are non-parallel and non-intersecting, they are called as skew bevel gears. Once again, I will repeat before proceeding. Two straight gears. We have seen the concept in the first slide only. What I will call it as a straight gear. The teeth are cut straight. Such a bevel gear is called a straight bevel gear. So if two straight bevel gears are taken, but they are mounted such that they are forming non-parallel, non-intersecting. Non-parallel, non-intersecting. Then we can call this as the skew bevel gear. This is shown in the figure. You can refer the figure. So here you can see this is the apex point and this is the apex point. This gives the condition. Non-intersecting condition. So non-parallel and already non-parallel condition is there in bevel. They all categories are non-parallel only. Whatever we have discussed last 4 or 5 types. But the axes are intersecting. Here in this case, the axes are not intersecting. It has seen that the apex point of pinion is offset with respect to that of gear. So here you can call this as the offset. So non-intersecting. Skew bevel gears have the following characteristics. They have straight teeth and these gears are mounted on non-parallel and non-intersecting shaft. See, this is very, very important word. Non-parallel and non-intersecting shaft. This is skew bevel gear, SKEW, skew bevel gear. And the same combination, non-parallel and non-intersecting. In this case, I have said that they are straight bevel gears. If the straight bevel gears are replaced by the spiral gears, then the combination is called as hypoid. Taking next type. So here you can understand clearly two different diagrams are given. So here the hypoid gears are similar to spiral bevel gears. So skew are similar to straight bevel, hypoid are similar to spiral bevel gears. They are mounted on shaft which are non-parallel and non-intersecting. So the skew also are non-parallel, non-intersecting. Hypoid also non-parallel, non-intersecting. Then what is difference between the skew and hypoid? In skew are nothing but straight bevel gear, and hypoid are nothing but spiral. So if you refer, this is straight bevel gear and hypoid is spiral bevel gear. This is just the difference between these two. The hypoid gears are based upon pitch surfaces, which are hyperboloids of the revolution. When two hyperboloids are rotated together, the resultant motion is a combination of rolling and sliding. See, as this non-parallel, non-intersecting, there is a condition which gives the combination of rolling and sliding. Okay. Here also I can show you the offset. So in the diagram you can see. It is shown in the diagram also. This is nothing but it is mentioned as the offset. Okay. The sliding is along the length of the teeth and result in increased friction. As here is sliding, there is a friction. So here you can see in this case the non-intersecting, or here also you can see here. This is the main, and if you take this, it is something like this. So non-intersecting type. So and whatever the distance, it is already shown as this offset. About the hypoid bevel gears, we have seen now what is the concept of hypoid. Let us have some this characteristics and advantages and disadvantages or limitations of this hypoid. So extreme pressure lubricants, EP lubricants are required as the sliding is there, and we have already seen that friction is there. So friction and sliding, it will give, we can say, more friction, more heat will be generated and reduces the efficiency. Therefore, EP pressure additives are required, and the efficiency of bevel gear is 98 to 99%, whereas the hypoid is 96 to 98. So there is somewhat reduction in percentage, and this reduction in percentage is due to this friction and sliding. Okay, then hypoid gears have the following characteristics. So here you can see the hypoid gears have curved teeth. So we have seen the straight bevel gears have straight teeth. Hypoid bevel gears have curved or spiral teeth. Then the hypoid gears are mounted on non-parallel, non-intersecting shaft. This also, and there is the offset that we have also discussed. This non-parallel, non-intersecting shaft. This also we have discussed. Then hypoid bevel gears are mainly used in automobile differentials. Now see the application is mentioned. So they are non-parallel, non-intersecting shaft where they are used in automobile differentials. So might have knowing the concept differential. So these gears allow the drive shaft to be placed with well below the center line of the rear axle and thereby lower the center of gravity of the vehicle. So these differentials, these gears are allow the drive shaft to be placed well below the center line and lowering the center of gravity of the vehicle. Another advantage of these hypoid gears is the offset of the shaft is so great that the shaft may continue past each other. See, we can see the offset. There is a more offset. So the multiple power takeoffs from a single shaft with several pinions is possible. And this again the teeth are curved. Due to this curved teeth and the spiral gear characteristics, we can say here that this is noiseless in operation at even it is operating at higher speed. So these are the characteristics that at higher speed also they can be used, and again the operation is noiseless. No noise is generating in such operation. Okay, so this is about the hypoid. Now I can say here external bevel gears. So based on the angle, now we have seen based on the tooth profile, whatever the different tooth profile, that spiral, straight, hypoid, this we have seen. Now this is completely based on the angle between the axes. So what is the angle between these two axes? And there are various types of gears based on the angles. This is second category. So we will just have a look toward this category also. So external bevel gear. The angle between the axis of this bevel gear is zero, as shown in the figure. See here, the angle is zero, and the contact between the teeth is external. So very first type. The angle between axis is zero, as shown in figure, and this is the contact between the teeth is external. This is, I will call it as external bevel gear. Now acute angle bevel gear. See, acute angle less than 90, equal to 90, and more than 90 obtuse angle. So this terminology we have seen. So based on this terminology, now this bevel gears will again classified. So here the angle between the axes is less than 90 degrees. So whatever angle is shown here, here you can see the angle, whatever angle, and here it is mentioned as theta. So whatever theta it is mentioned, theta is less than 90 degrees. Then such a bevel gear pair, whatever is called as acute angle bevel gear. Very simple. Acute angle bevel gear. Then right angle bevel gears. I have already given you the idea that acute angle, right angle, and obtuse angle. So right angle bevel gears, the angle between the axes is 90 degrees. So if you can see here, the angle between these two axes, it is theta. Theta is equal to 90 degree. The angle between these two cases is 90. Therefore, this is right angle bevel gear. Very important concept. Very, very important, I will say. Miter gears. When the two identical bevel gears are mounted on the shaft, which are intersecting at right angle, they are called it as miter gear. Now you will say, sir, we have just discussed last cases also at right angles. These are not two identicals. If you say pinion and gear, pinion, see the size of pinion, see the size of gear. So here, what is word very important word is that when I am highlighting here two identical bevel gears. When two identical bevel gears are mounted on the shaft and they are intersecting at right angles, then it is called as the miter gear. Very, very important. The miter gear is having the following some characteristics are there. The pitch angles of pinion and gear of miter gear are same. So here you can say the pitch angle are same, that is 45 degree and 45 degree. Both the pitch angles are same. Here it is shown 45 and 45 degree. The pinion and gear of miter gear rotate at same speed. See, as they are identical, whatever the speed of pinion, it will be the speed of gear. So they are having the same speed. And as we have used the word identical, the identical it will give the pinion and the gear have same dimensions. Same dimensions means same addendum, same module, same dedendum, same pitch circle diameter, same number of teeth, and same module. That's why in one word we have mentioned in the above two identical bevel gears. So this is the we can say meaning of this identical. The pinion of miter gear are always mounted on the shaft, which are perpendicular to each other. So this angle is 90 degrees. Okay. So this is about the miter gear. When the two identical bevel gears are mounted on the shaft and they are intersecting at right angles, then we can call it as the miter gears, and the characteristics we have discussed. Obtuse angle. See, the theta is the greater than, you can see here, this theta. So theta is greater than 90 degrees. So we have seen acute angle, we have seen right angle, and here if the angle between the axis of these gears is more than 90, then we will call it as obtuse angle bevel gear. And if you referring to the figure, the theta is more than 90 degree, then such a case is called as the obtuse angle bevel gear. Now moving to next, again one of the important type. So you can see here crown gear. Crown. In a pair of bevel gears, when one of the gear has a pitch angle of 90 degree. So we will see in detail what is pitch angle in the terminology. So when the pitch angle is 90 degree, then that gear is called as the crown gear. When one gear, see here, I will highlight in this particular diagram. So here you can see the pitch of this only one gear is 90. Then we will call it as the crown gear. Such bevel gears are mounted on shaft which are intersecting at an angle which is more than 90. Now the pitch angle of this gear is only 90 and whatever the pitch angle of another gear. So if we will take the combination as theta, so definitely it will be more than 90 only. So this is in case of crown gear. The crown gear is equivalent to a rack in spur gear. So in rack we have seen that one of the gear has a rack and pinion. So what is the concept of rack? The same concept of rack in bevel, we will call it as crown gear. The rack in bevel, we will call it as crown gears. The pitch cone of the crown gear becomes plane. They are shown in figure. See here, the pitch cone in this. And again, I have taken here additional diagram for you. Take science.com reference. And this is one more. Here the teeth are cut. In this particular case, the teeth are cut straight. In this case, the teeth are cut at an angle. So if you refer the diagram, it is identical, analogous to our main diagram. Identical or analogous, whatever shown in our this crown, the main diagram, the same, it is a techscience.com, whatever figure I have shown. So if you say the basic, it is crown. So it is nothing but the rack as in case of spur gear. The pitch angle of crown gear is 90 degree and the bevel pinion and the crown gear are always mounted on the shaft. And the intersecting angle, definitely it is 90 plus gamma. So it is always more than 90 degree. It is always whatever we can say the intersecting angle theta. So it should be always greater than 90 degree. This we will call it as the crown gear. This we will call it as the crown gears. And let us move to the last type of this bevel gear terminology. So the last type, internal bevel gear. Internal bevel gear. So when the teeth of the gear are cut on inside of the pitch cone, so we are well known, familiar with the concept of internal gear. So the same concept of internal gear, when it is applied to bevel gear, then it is, we can say it is internal bevel gear. So we have seen the internal spur gear, we have seen application. So here it is nothing but internal bevel gear. When the teeth are cut on inside of the pitch cone. So for a better understanding, you can refer the second figure taken from the internet sources. So here you can see the teeth are cut on internal or inside of the pitch cone. In this case, the pitch angle of gear is more than 90 degrees. And the apex point is on the backside of the teeth of the gear. Apex point is on the backside of the teeth. And the internal gears, bevel gears are used in planetary gear train. So we have discussed the concept of planetary gear train in spur gear. So whatever these internal bevel gears are there, they are also used in the case of planetary gear train. So this is all about the classification. So based on tooth of profile, friends, we have discussed straight tooth bevel gear, spiral tooth, giral bevel gear, face bevel gear, skew bevel gears, and hypoid bevel gear. These are the 6 different types we have discussed in under the category of profile. And when the between the based on the angle between the axes, we have discussed the external, then the acute angle, right angle. The when two identical bevel gears are mounted on the shaft which are intersecting at right angle. Identical means same module, same number of teeth, same pitch circle diameter, same addendum, same dedendum. Then we will call it as two identical bevel gears. And if they are intersecting at right angle, we will call it as mitre gear. And very important, the speed of pinion and speed of gear for mitre gear is always the same. Obtuse angle bevel gear. If the angle is more than 90 degree, we will call it as obtuse angle. Then we have discussed what is the concept of crown. The crown is the gear having pitch angle 90 degree. It is just as the rack in case of spur gear. And we have discussed what is it. And last we have discussed about the internal bevel gear. So this is about the types of bevel gears.